Punta na tayo sa tissues. So, napakagasgas na, parang, 'di ba si cells, kung individual components siya or individual units ng multicellular organisms natin, syempre pag pinagsama-sama mo yung mga tissues na yan, okay? Ay, sorry, pag pinagsama-sama mo yung mga cells na yan, they will form tissues, okay? So, in the most basic sense, tissues are groups, okay? So they are groups of structurally and functionally similar cells, okay? And aside from the cells, ano pa yung components ng tissues? This would also include their extracellular matrix to perform to perform a specific function. So, in other words, yung mga cells na yun, pag nag-combine sila, kasama yung extracellular matrix, they will now perform a specific role or function. So, in the basic hierarchy of life, di ba, cells muna, tapos magiging tissues. Tapos, pag pinagsama-sama mo yung tissues, magiging organs. Pag pinagsama mo yung organs, magiging organ systems, and then yun na, mabubuo na yung organism natin. Okay? So, we have these following objectives for this second lecture. We will be discussing the types of tissues, the four basic types or four primary types, the histology of the epithelial tissue. So mag-start na tayo sa epithelium, the types of surface epithelium, the functions as well as membrane specialization. I think dito sa membrane specialization, next meeting na natin ito masastart. Okay? So sabi natin, yan nga yung basic definition natin. For the four basic tissue types, natatakpan. Dito muna tayo. We have four primary tissue types, okay? So we have first the epithelial tissue, and then the connective tissue, the muscle tissue, as well as the nervous tissue. So yun yung apat na basic. So, si epithelial tissue, ito yung first na i-discuss natin mamaya, but again, ang general characteristic kasi neto, yan, they are tightly packed. Okay, they are composed of single or multiple layers of tightly packed cells. So makikita nyo naman mamaya, dikit-dikit, parang tiles, okay? Parang tiles sa CR, sa kusina, mga ganyan, okay? And since magkakadikit sila, so sobra-sobrang dikit, magkakadikit, they are closely packed, okay? They will have minimal extracellular matrix. Sabi natin, ano ba yung extracellular matrix? Andun na sa pangalan niya, ECM, extracellular, yung protein or substance sa labas. Kaya nga extracellular sa labas ng cells. So kung ito yung dalawang epithelial cell, sabi natin sobrang magkadikit. Meron lang siyang very, very minimal na extracellular matrix. Okay? And then, epithelial tissues, they would have cell-to-cell junctions. So, ano bang ibig sabihin ng cell-to-cell junctions na to? Sabi natin magkakadikit nga sila. So, since magkakadikit sila, kailangan meron silang way para mag-communicate. At saka para, aside sa communication, ano yung mas importante? Para mapatibay yung relasyon nila sa isa't isa. Meron dapat silang communication sharing. So, meron silang mga proteins dito na nagfo-form ngayon ng junction para mapatibay ngayon yung pagkakadikit nila. Okay? Since yun naman ang gusto nating gawin as epithelial tissue, di ba? Yun yung function niya, to protect and to serve as barrier. So, para to provide now the integrity of a protective barrier, dapat syempre closely packed or yung strength ng closed or ng tightness nito should be great. Okay? So, yan. So, aside from that, syempre yun nga, intercellular space, minimal lang yung space between sila. Okay? So, sabi natin kanina, naway ang mga relasyon natin ay parang intermediate filaments. So, ganito din. Sana ganito din yung mga relationship natin. Parang epithelial tissue. So, ang space, minimal lang. Tapos, ano pa ba? Charing. Yan, yung barrier, may protection, charing. Yan. Cell-to-cell junctions. Ewan ko na kung ano sinasabi ko. Okay. So, yan. So moving on to the next primary type of basic tissue type, we have the connective tissues. Okay? So the connective tissues, in contrast naman kay epithelial tissue, kung makikita mo dito, yan, ito. They would now have cells that are dispersed. So magkakahiwalay. Magkakahiwalay yung cells. And then, nagsuswim sila or rather suspended sila sa maraming extracellular matrix. So kung kanina sabi natin, si epithelial tissue, konti ang extracellular matrix at hindi sila magkakahiwalay, magkakadikit. Ngayon, si connective tissue, baliktad. Magkakahiwalay yung maraming cells and then they are suspended in abundant extracellular matrix. Ano ba yung extracellular matrix na yan sa connective tissue? So, yung extracellular matrix na yan, sabi natin nga kanina, di ba, parang protein kasi yan. Tama naman, kasi it is composed of fibers. So, maraming fibers in the form of different proteins such as collagen, elastin, reticulin, yan, yung mga yan, okay? And ground substance. So, dito kanina, balik tayo, di ba magkakadikit kasi to? Okay, ito dito. Ano ba, nasan ba dito yung epithelial cell? Ito yung epithelial cell natin dyan. So, i-highlight natin. Yan. Yan. Okay? Ay. So, yan yung epithelial cell natin na yan. Diba para silang tiles? Okay? Para silang scales or tiles. So, kung makikita nyo dito, diba since magkakadikit nga sila, okay? Magkakadikit sila kaya wala na rin talagang space for blood vessels na pumunta dito sa top na layer na yan. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, ano yung term na yun? Your epithelial tissues are avascular. Okay? Sorry, napakagulo. Avascular. Okay? Meaning, the blood vessels do not directly penetrate through the epithelial tissue layers. Baliktad naman ngayon kay connective tissue, which are highly vascular. Marami kasing spaces yan eh, kung saan doon pwedeng magsanga-sanga yung blood vessels. Okay? And taking them together. So itong, ano kasi to, this is a micrograph of a cross-section of the skin. Skin yan. Okay? So this is a micrograph of the skin. Kung ito, this part, sorry. If this part is the epithelial layer cell, epithelial tissue, rather, epithelial, the epithelial tissue layer, underneath the epithelial tissue would be the connective tissue layer. Okay? So, kung ito yung epithelial tissue natin, ito yung connective tissue. Yan. So, kita nyo yung difference. Magkakahiwalay yung individual cells. Yung mga darkly staining na yan, ano yung mga yan? Nucleus yan actually. Kinucleus yan. Magkakahiwalay sila. Ano to? This is a blood vessel. So, imagine nyo, hinati yung ugat. Ito siya. Kaya siya may red dyan. Kasi yan yung dugo. Yan yung red blood cells technically. And then, sabi natin maraming spaces. Yan, maraming spaces. Maraming spaces. May abundant na extracellular matrix. Asan dyan yung extracellular matrix, ma'am? Itong mga lightly staining na pink na to, yan, yung mga yan, these are all collagen, elastin. So yan yung sinasabi ng mga skincare natin na gusto daw nilang lagyan ng collagen yan para maging plump yung skin. Yun yung kung bakit tayo naglalagay ng collagen sa skin para ma ma-replenish yung sorry, ma-replenish yung mga collagen na nandito sa connective tissue ng skin natin. Okay? So again, cells are dispersed, magkakahiwalay, within abundant ECM. So nakita nyo naman na dito yung abundant ECM natin. And then maraming fibers ng ECM, collagen, elastin, reticular cells, highly vascular. So yan, meron tayong isang blood vessel dito. Meron tayong dalawang blood vessel dyan. As compared dito, may nakikita ba kayong blood vessel dito sa top layer? Wala. Okay, wala. Kasi nga magkakadikit sila masyado. Right? So, these connective tissues would function as support. Okay? Actually, when these connective tissues are underlying the epithelial tissues, they would support now that epithelial tissues. Since they are vascular, okay, marami silang blood vessels, they would now serve to transport nutrients. Kasi syempre dito dadaan yung dugo. Okay? So this would transport the nutrients to the particular part of the organ. And then storage. Actually dito, underneath this, kung hindi natin naputol dito yung picture, dito sa baba, yan, dito sa baba, meron dyang layer of fatty tissue or adipose tissue. So part pa rin siya ng connective tissue. So this would form a storage of heat and energy. And as well as protection. Then bakit? Paano po nagkaroon ng protection dyan? Kasi 'di ba nandito yung blood vessels. Saan, ano ba ang makikita mo sa loob ng dugo? So in the blood, we would also have the red blood cells, the platelets, and when it comes to protection, tandaan nyo, nandoon din yung WBCs. Kaya imagine nyo kung ito ay isang balat. Okay, di ba? Balat to, balat. So dito, nasugat. Okay, so nasugat. Pak, sugat. Tapos may bacteriang pumasok. Oh my God, may bacteria. So dito, from the blood vessel, dyan lalabas ngayon yung white blood cells natin para kainin yung phagocyte, para i-phagocytose yung bacteria natin dyan. So, that is another role of connective tissues. Nandoon rin kasi they would play a role in protection because they would be um, having now multiple blood vessels being highly vascular. So, since they are highly vascular, they would now promote the diapedesis or the migration of immune cells throughout these connective tissues. Okay? So, kanina, balik tayo kay epithelial tissue. Si epithelial tissue, i-discuss naman kasi natin mamaya. Pero meron siyang certain classification. So, depending on the shape and layers. Pero basically, when it comes to the shape, they may be classified as squamous, kapag flattened. So, mamaya i-discuss natin to. Cuboidal, kapag, syempre, andun na sa pangalan, cube. Okay? Or para siyang square, ganun. Columnar, pahaba. Okay? So, yan. Kung yan yung classifications ng epithelial tissues, si connective tissues naman, they may be classified based on their composition. So, ano ba yung mga cells? Ano ba yung fibers? Okay? Ano ba yung nasa matrix niya? Ano ba yung organization ng matrix? Sobrang kalat-kalat ba? Or medyo magkakadikit? Or medyo maraming collagen fibers, kaya dense siya, ganun. Okay? So, they would be classified as loose connective tissues, dense connective tissues, and specialized connective tissues, particularly the bones, the cartilages, and ilagay nyo din dito, the blood. Okay? Blood is a type of connective tissues. So, from the term itself, connective, ang gusto kasi ni connective tissue, sabi natin kanina, yan, balik tayo dito. Gusto niya ngayon na si connective tissue gusto niyang i-connect ngayon yung mga particular components ng blood papunta dito sa epithelial cells. Gusto niyang i-connect ngayon yung energy na manggagaling dun sa fat na nandito sa baba. Okay, to provide energy for all these cells. Sa dugo naman natin, 'di ba? The blood basically connects the entire body to each other. So doon actually nanggagaling or yun yung nagpo-provide ng communication and connection sa buong katawan. Isa siya sa mga parts ng body natin that would provide that role. An entire connection to the different portions of the body. So, ganun lang si connective tissue. So, yan. Okay? So, moving on to the next, we have the muscle tissue. So, kung kanina, sorry, na-click. Okay. So, kung kanina si epithelial cells, di ba sabi natin, naka-classify siya depending on the type of cell sa minimal extracellular matrix. Si connective tissue naman, hindi lang yung type ng cell ang ginagamit natin to classify. We use or we utilize, or rather, the classification is based on the types of cell, the matrix contents, and the matrix organization. Si muscle naman, dagdagan pa natin ng isang category. They are classified according to their ability to contract. Okay? So, yun yung ano niya, yun yung mismong unique sa kanya. They are specialized for contraction, and since nagko-contract ka sila, eventually, they are also ano ba, involved in generating movement. Okay? They are also involved in generating movement. So, they contain now contractile proteins. Naalala nyo na naman ito, mamimit nyo na si actin ulit dito. Sabi natin kanina, di ba, si actin, saan natin siya nakita sa microfilaments, di ba? So, ngayon, na-discuss natin, na-mention natin to kanina, actin, which is a type of, or rather, it is a protein that composes or comprises the microfilaments when combined with another protein known as myosin. Okay? So when we go to our discussion of contraction, makikita nyo na when these two interact, okay, when these two proteins interact, they would now promote the lengthening or shortening of muscles to provide now or generate movement. Okay? So, hindi na rin naman bago sa inyo to. Narinig nyo na ito sa anatomy, sa physiology. Okay? So, maganda naman yung discussion ng physiology dito noon, I hope. And when we go to muscle tissues, pahapyaw rin natin i-discuss ulit yun. Okay? So, yan. So, kung kanina, na-classify as loose, dense, and specialized si connective tissue. Ngayon si muscle tissue naman, again, based on its ability to contract and based on the types of cell, organization, yan. Okay, we have the smooth muscles, the skeletal muscles, and the cardiac muscles. Okay? And lastly, for the four primary types of tissues, we have the nervous tissues. So kung yung mga previously, actually sila epithelial cells, si connective tissues, si muscle tissues, yung mga yan, meron naman talaga silang ability to conduct electricity. Pero, si nervous tissue, it is specialized for communication. So, they can transmit, hindi lang transmit, but also integrate electrical impulses. Meaning, hindi lang niya basta-bastang pinapasa yung electricity. Rather, kinukuha niya yung electrical impulses na yun, pinapasa niya in an organized manner towards the brain or the central nervous system. Okay? So, meron siyang ability to process these electrical impulses. Okay? So, the nervous tissue, naalala nyo kanina, sabi natin, meron tayong dalawang type ng cells sa nervous tissue. We have the neuroglial cells Okay, we have the neuroglial cells and the neurolemal cells. These neurolemal cells, these are also known as neurons. Okay, so para mas mapadali yung buhay nyo, neuroglia and neurons na lang yan. Okay? Neurons, sila yung excitable cells, meaning sila yung nag integrate nga ng kuryente. Sila yung kumukuha ng electrical impulses na to process. Itong si glia na mention natin kanina, mga neuroglial cells, support lang sila. So, support lang sila dyan, ganyan. Kung may kailangan si neuron na pagkain, sila yung magbibigay. Kung kailangan malinisan ng neurons, sila yung magbibigay, ganyan. Maglilinis, ganyan. So, to be discussed further when we go to the discussion of the nervous tissue. Okay? So again, these neurons, they can detect stimuli. Sabi nga natin, kaya nilang i-process, hindi lang basta-basta mag-transmit. So they can detect stimuli and process these stimuli doon sa brain. And after ma-process, syempre, kailangan merong output. So either ma-activate yung muscle or magkakaroon ng other impulses na mapapasa sa other cells, ganyan. Okay, so again, they can sense or detect stimuli via the receptors processed in the processing centers, particularly the brain or even the spinal cord, and promote now a motor output. Okay? So for the components, sabi natin kanina, si neuron, okay, itong si neuron, yung drawing ko kanina, pero ito gamitin na lang natin tong, yung parang background niya dyan. Okay? The neuron is composed of a cell body. So, ito yung soma niya. Soma or the cell body, yung parang stellate or parang star shape dito. Yung picture na nasa likod. This stellate or star shape body, yan yung cell body niya. So, nandyan yung nucleus. Nandyan yung cytoplasm, nandyan yung nucleus, yung nucleolus yan. And then, yung drawing ko nga kanina, we have the dendrites. Itong mga dendrites na to, they will now be the receiving appendages of the neuron. So, dyan, papasok yung signals from either the external environment or from other neurons. Yan. And then, pag na-receive na ng dendrites yung signal, pupunta sa cell body, pupunta dito sa axon. Ito yung sinasabi ko kanina, si axon, para matransmit siya sa other neurons, okay? Para mag-potentiate yung signal hanggang ma-reach niya yung brain or kung saan man siya dapat pumunta. Okay? So sila neuroglial cells, sabi nga natin support lang sila. They provide insulation, nutrition, yan, tagapakain, taga-provide ng init, ganyan, okay? So yun, lahat ng to i-discuss natin further sa when we go to that topic. Pwede naman palang i-ganon yun. Sorry kanina ko pa na nadidisturb doon. Okay, for the epithelial tissue. So punta na tayo sa epithelial tissue. Sabi natin kanina again, ano ba yung function, di ba? Being closely packed or tightly packed together, tapos konti lang yung spaces para silang mga tiles. It is only rightful that they are the type of tissue to have the best ability to serve as barrier or cover or lining. Okay? So, barrier, cover, or lining ng mga organs natin. So, again, these continuous sheets of epithelial tissues, sabi nga natin, di ba, para siyang ito yan, continuous sheets, parang tiles na tuloy-tuloy. They cover the surfaces of external surfaces, yung balat natin, okay? Covers organs and forms glands, okay? They also serve as receptors, okay? Or they may be specialized. There are some specialized epithelial tissues that may serve as receptors to be discussed later on when we go to the nervous system. Okay? So, moving on, sabi natin kanina, avascular. So, nakita nyo naman yung tinuro ulit natin kanina. Pakita ulit natin ngayon. dito, yan. Di ba wala naman kayo nakikita dyan na parang red? Nasaan yung red? Ito. Yan. Kasi yan ay hinati or na-transect na blood vessel. Dito wala. Kasi nga wala na talagang space yung blood vessels para pumunta pa dyan. Kaya ano na lang mangyayari? Paano naman mapoprovide yung nutrition dyan, ma'am? Via diffusion. Okay? To be discussed when we go to the cell-to-cell junctions. Paano sila nagko-communicate? Paano napupunta dito yung nutrition kung wala naman palang dugo? Okay? So, yan. In general, epithelial tissues are avascular, sabi natin kanina, with cell junctions. So, may mga um, types of appendages dyan that would serve as connections between these close together or adjacent cells. Okay, madidiscuss natin yan sa part ng cell junctions. And they also exhibit polarity. Ano ibig sabihin ng polarity? Sabi natin pag polarity, merong dalawang end na magkaiba. Okay? So when it comes to polarity, so ito, tignan nyo itong isang individual na columnar epithelial cell na to. Okay? So we have for when it comes to the discussion of polarity, may different ends yan. Okay? We have the apical end or the apical surface, the basal end, so ito siya, and the lateral end, yung nasa gilid-gilid. Okay? Again, yung nasa taas, yung nasa tuktok will be the apical end or the apical surface. Yung nasa baba will be the basal surface. Yung nasa gilid is the lateral surface. Okay? So, apical, nasa tuktok. So, nandito yan, yung word na exterior. Imagine nyo, nasa labas, or ito yung lumen, yung butas ng intestine. Okay? So, imagine nyo, ito yung butas ng intestine. So, space yan. Space. Yung nandun sa taas ng layer ng epithelial tissue, ito yung apical surface. Why? Because it faces the lumen, yung butas. Pag sinabi natin na lumen, yan yung butas. Okay? So, di ba, kunwari, ito yung intestine, hinati mo siya. Okay, wow, ang pangit. Uy, ang pangit! Baka i-judge niyo ako. Baka sabihin niyo kung ano yun. Tandaan na lang natin. Okay, yan. Ah. Ito yung intestine, hinati ko dito. Yung butas dyan, yung hollow area would be the lumen. Tapos, ito, let's take this portion. Yung wall ng intestine, yung nasa pinakaloob na wall. I-zoom in natin. Ito siya. Okay, ganyan siya. So, ito yung butas. Yan yung lumen. The surface facing the lumen would be the apical surface. The opposite end, which is attached to the basement membrane, okay, ito, would be the basal surface. And then yung nandun sa cell-to-cell junction, in contact with the adjacent cells, would be the lateral surface. Okay? So, yan. For the classification of epithelial tissues, okay, they may be classified according to, first, the layers or the number of cells. Okay, number of cells per layer. When we say simple, this would now be this would now be composed of single layer of cells. So, isa lang. Wala siyang kapatong. So, yan lang. One layer of cells in a sheet or closely packed together. When we say compound naman, dalawa or more. Okay? Two or more layers magkakapatong. Okay? So, we have this first layer or the basal layer and then another layer and then in some, marami yan, stratified. Okay? Magkakapatong. So, aside from that, aside from the number of layers, i-categorize mo ulit yan. Ano naman yung shape ng cells? So, again, we have squamous, pag flat, cuboidal, makikita nyo mamaya. Pag parang square, columnar, pag pahaba. And then, si pseudostratified kasi specialized to. Tanggalin nyo muna to dito. Okay? So, yan. Hindi siya shape actually. Tatlo lang yung shape natin. Squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. And then, pagsamahin nyo ngayon, ilan yung layer at ano yung shape. Okay, so pwedeng ang squamous na stratified, ibig sabihin yan magkakapatong na flat, magkakapatong na cube, magkakapatong na columnar. Okay, so ganun. Tapos, either kapag si stratified squamous naman, meron bang keratin? So ito na yung sa mga balat natin, sa hair, sa nails, yan, okay? Non-keratinized in the vagina, saan pa? Sa mucous membrane ng bunganga, sa loob ng bunganga, yung gums, yung cheeks ng gums, okay, sa loob, this would now be composed of stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelial cells. Keratinized naman yung skin natin. Okay? So, yan. Ito lang overview lang. Gusto ko lang makita nyo yung overview ng epithelial tissues dito. Kung paano siya or paano sila kinaklasify. Again, to reiterate, based on the number of cells and the shapes of each individual cells. Okay? So, yan. So, punta na tayo dito. Based on the shape, okay, so based on the shape, si squamous, flat siya, parang siyang tiles talaga. Kung titignan mo siya from the top, yan, okay, parang siyang plato. Pag tinignan mo siya from the side, yan, parang siyang plato na naka-side view. Okay. So, yan. Si squamous, again, it is described to be flattened with a width greater than the height. Okay? Width greater than the height. Alright? So, makikita mo siya dito. Ito isang example. Pero mas maganda kasi yung sa skin. Ano ba? Yun. Yung kanina. Dito. Ayan. 'Di ba? So, flattened. Para siyang mga, para siyang mga plates or scales or tiles na pinagpatong-patong, pinagtabi-tabi. Okay, balik. Width greater than the height. Cuboidal naman. Kung makikita mo siya, pag sinimplify mo yan, okay? If you simplify the structure of cuboidal, para lang talaga siyang square. The width is greater than the height. Ito, dito. Analyze natin tong picture na to, ha? Mas maganda kasi, mas makita nyo sana kung thyroid na cells. Pero ito siya yung sinasabi natin cuboidal. That is one cuboidal epithelium. This is one cuboidal epithelium. Okay, ito, cuboidal. 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 So, kita nyo na, I hope you can appreciate yung sinasabi natin na cuboidal. Okay? So, yan. This is a cross-section of the kidney. Okay? Dun sa tubules ng kidney. And then, columnar. So, sabi naman natin pag columnar, the height is greater than the width. So, mas matangkad siya. So, ito, dito. Lining ng stomach. Matangkad. 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 Ano pa yung ibang napapansin nyo dito? Ano tong darkly staining na to? This is the nucleus. So, makikita mo, the nucleus is located at the base of columnar cells. Dito naman, sa cuboidal cells, nasa gitna yung nucleus niya, di ba? While for columnar, it is located at the base. Sa squamous naman, syempre, flattened kasi siya. Kaya usually, nasa center siya. Okay? So, yan. Flat, scale-like, medium height, and boxy, para siyang box, and tall like columns. So, furthermore, again sa classification, based on the number of cell layers. Again, simple, one cell layer lang. Then stratified, two or more. Okay, several layers. So, etong sila simple epithelium, bakit ba kasi kailangan yung ibang organs ay lined ng simple lang? Sabi mo, ma'am, protection. Bakit single layer lang? Di ba? Mas gusto sana natin na mas maraming layers para sobrang ma-protect. Si simple epithelium kasi, um, it specializes in the absorption of cells, secretion, diffusion, yan, yung mga yan, filtration. Again, simple epithelia specializes in absorption, secretion, diffusion, and filtration. So, punta tayo dito. Pangit yan. Ito, yung favorite ko na picture dito. Okay? Kung mapapansin nyo, okay, so you can see here, at this portion, yan, okay, pa tayo nito. Okay. Let's highlight this portion, okay? So, punta kayo dyan, yung layer na yun. Okay, dito, sa pinakababang layer nito. Kung mapapansin nyo, hindi na squamous yan. Okay? So, hindi na siya squamous. Okay? Punta tayo dito kay kidney para mas ma-appreciate nyo. Masyado palang maliliit yun. Okay. Ito na lang. So, when it comes to simple epithelia, why do they play a role in absorption? So, filtration, ganyan. Dito sa kidney na to, yan, meron tayong butas dyan. Itong butas na to, nandyan yung ihi. Okay? Imagine nyo, merong ihi dito. So, in the urine formation, there is a process known as tubular reabsorption. So, yung mga important nutrients, important substances na nasa ihi, so ito, yung nasa butas, ihi yan. Yung substances that must be reabsorbed to be recycled or used in the body should now be returned back to the blood. So, kailangan babalik siya sa blood. So, kung ito yung dugo, from the ihi, babalik siya sa blood. Okay? Yan. So, paano ngayon? Kailangan single layer of cells lang para madaling mag-diffuse. Imagine nyo kapag maraming layer yun, edi ang hirap ngayon na bumalik sa dugo. Okay, di ba? So, nagigets nyo yung point bakit kailangan simple epithelia lang. Because these simple epithelia are specialized in absorption, secretion, diffusion, and filtration. Okay? While the stratified epithelia, again, since multiple layers sila, medyo self-explanatory yung nasabi natin kanina. Protection ang goal ng stratified epithelia. The more layers, syempre, the more stronger the protection will be against friction, against abrasion, or against chemical insult. So, kahit nalagyan mo ng acid yan, meron pa dito mga healthy cells na magpo-protect or magpo-provide ng protection. Okay? So, yan, nasabi na natin kanina. Common for protection. Yan. Great for rapid exchange of materials. Okay? So, kasi it will allow now easy diffusion. Alright? Of cells. And then si pseudostratified naman. Okay. Pseudostratified. Bakit siya pseudostratified? So, kung makikita nyo dito, di ba? Yan. Pag stratified, talagang meron tayong layers of sheets of cells. Okay? So, tignan nyo ha, tignan nyo itong maigi. Listen to this. One nucleus, ibig sabihin isang cell yan. One nucleus, isang cell yan. Okay? Diba? Magkakatabi yung cells. Tignan nyo dito. Mukha siyang maraming layers. Okay? Mukhang maraming layers. Pero, hindi talaga. Why? Bakit? Tignan nyo to ha. This is one nucleus. Ibig sabihin, isang cell to. This is another nucleus. Isang cell yan. Another nucleus. Another nucleus. Okay? Magkakatabi lang sila. Magkakatabi lang sila, pero hindi sila magkakapatong. Nakikita nyo ba yung sinasabi ko? Magkakatabi lang sila, hindi sila magkakapatong. And they appear stratified. Mukha silang magkakapatong because some cells are taller and reach the surface, while some cells are smaller and they do not reach the surface. Pero, in general, magkakatabi lang talaga sila dyan. Single layer of cells with staggered nuclei. Okay? Matangkad yung iba, so yung nuclei ng iba, nandun sa taas. So, nagmumukhang another layer of cell to, pero hindi talaga. Okay? And another specialized naman na classification again of the epithelia would be the transitional epithelia. So, andito siya actually eh. Pero next meeting na kasi natin to i-discuss para tuloy-tuloy tayo. So, transitional epithelia. So, they resemble both the stratified and squamous cells. Bakit? Kasi, based on the term itself, transitional. Transition meaning nag-change. Okay? They have the ability to change shape. Again, they have the ability to change shape from dome shapes to flattened. Okay? So, depending on the circumstance of the organ. Okay? So, isipin nyo, ito yung urinary bladder, di ba? Kapag walang laman na ihi, yung urinary bladder, kailangan ba niyang mag-stretch ng sobra? Di ba hindi? Okay, ganyan lang siya. But, okay, normal, empty bladder, walang ihi. But, when urine fills the urinary bladder, this urinary bladder should distend or should expand. So, ibig sabihin ngayon, yung force ng expansion, since natutulak ng ihi, this will now flatten the cells. Okay? So, kung kanina dito, normal lang yan na cuboidal. Okay? Kapag na force siya ng ihi, yung pressure ng ihi, matutulak, mafa-flatten sila. So, ganito. Yan. Not stretched. And then, pag stretch siya, magiging flattened yung appearance niya. Okay? So, this is a specialized type of epithelium known as transitional epithelium. Okay? So, yan. Alright. So, at this point, do you have any questions? So, to go over lang, again, we have simple squamous. Okay? One layer of flattened cells. Simple cuboidal. One layer of cuboidal cells, and so on. Okay? So, later on in the next meeting, i-discuss na natin to isa-isa. Okay? We will discuss this individually. And then, we will have a quiz regarding the cell and yung hanggang dito lang sa classification. Okay? So, hindi pa natin isasama to sa first na long quiz natin. So, again ha, hanggang dito lang. From the start of the first lecture hanggang dito lang. Okay? Ito hindi pa siya kasama. So, next meeting, quiz tayo, and then this one. And then, magsa-start na rin tayo sa connective tissue. Okay? Ay, nakita na nila yung Canva ko. Okay, sige. Turn on your videos na. Stop share. Dito, hanggang dito lang muna tayo. Okay? So, let's resume next meeting para makapagpahinga na din kayo. Galing akong duty kanina. Nakauwi lang ako ng bahay 11 a.m. So, yung duty na yun, 24 hours kahapon. Halos mamatay ako. Grabe, mamatay talaga ako sa duty ganun. 4 hours, tapos duty ulit kasi ako bukas. So, matulog na tayong lahat. Okay? So, at this point, may tanong ba kayo? Wala naman. So,